Well, but to be fair, you are an aspiring comedian. Someone just booked you to be with all these big comedians with this, with Shaquille O'Neal putting it together and Emmett Smith being roasted. You would be kind of an idiot to turn that down. Considering this is what your job is.
And I thought, and I thought that, as I said, the manager said, "Hey man, this is he accentuated that point. You want to be here, you want to make connections, you want to do this.
Here you go.
Here you go.
Right, because it could have turned into you getting a sitcom.
It could have.
Because if you would have just murdered it,
right,
and came back and this is the guy that killed Jamie Foxx. Like this is the guy that Jamie tried to heckle him and he murdered Jamie Foxx, shut everyone down. Your phone would be ringing off the hook at that point.
Could have turned out either way.
I think you taking it, if you're still trying to work that through your head, whether you should have just not taken it, I think you absolutely should have taken it.
Oh, in retrospect now, I look at it. It's funny, man, because that like I said, every couple of years that roast turns over. It breeds a whole new generation, including my kids have been caught up in that. I mean, my kids' friends wanted to meet me. Hey, this is the guy. I'm your, the whole thing. But it seems like it's coming now. 20 years later, I'm getting all of these opportunities because I've never spoken on it. It was always something that I just kept inside. I never spoke on it, in interviews. I never used it to try to advance myself. Hey, I'm the guy, that guy, I never did because for years I looked at it as it was something that was hurtful to me.
Yeah. Listen, we've all gone through stuff. Being in entertainment, like I am as well, you go through things that are embarrassing, that you wish you hadn't done, that end up on your Wikipedia page and end up on social media and whatever else. But that becomes part of your story.
It does. And
nobody has a perfect story.
And until I started to, which Comedy Hype was able to get it out of me. I didn't want to talk about it, but they actually almost kind of tricked me, and I say that word loosely, tricked me into talking about it. Somebody from Comedy Hype reached out to me, and they said, hey, I want to talk about that interview. I want to go from start to finish with it, and I want you, and I was like, hey man, I don't want to, that's not what I want to do. If you want me to give a comment on it, I will, and then the guy said, hey, you know what? Let's not even talk about it. Let's just talk about your accomplishments. We're just going to sit here and talk, and we talked about my accomplishment, and they used that to say, hey, this is where this guy is now. This happened, but he's still. So when they put that story out to show perseverance and that people don't know I'm still here, that's what really opened my Comedy Hype. Really opened my mind up to saying, hey, you know what? It's okay to talk about it. I've spoken about it with my wife. I talked about it with my kids, and so, here we are talking about it.
Hey man, listen. As comedians go, you're better off being roasted by Jamie Foxx than being where Bill Cosby is right now.
Right? And I
jail cell. Like.